A day after the Union Home Minister Amit Shah left for New Delhi, ending his 4-day visit to the conflict-hit state of Manipur, there has been an uneasy calm that prevails in the state. In what comes across as a relief, the curfew in the violence-hit areas has been relaxed for up to 10 to 12 hours. Arsonists instigating violence have surrendered their weapons, and most importantly, there are around 40,000 displaced Manipuris that are living right now in relief camps. Then they are being provided with essential commodities. There is uninterrupted supply of LPG, fuel and vegetables, as well as other essentials for these displaced people. From today, there is a massive combing operation that has also been launched to take action against the insurgents found carrying weapons. Changes have also been made at the helm of Manipur police. Is this then going to build a conducive environment for the conflict and the ethnic conflict that is taking place in Manipur to finally come to an end? Let's quickly get in voices from the Meitei community and from the Kuki community who are going to tell us what their viewpoints are, and also get defense experts and internal security experts who will shed light into what is happening in the Manipur border, which is attached to Myanmar. I'm being joined by Sandra Nandibam. She is a Meitei activist. Sandra, it's good to have you on the telecast with us. And amidst these series of confidence building measures that have been taken by the central government, and particularly with regards to these 40,000, I think 30,000 of these people from Manipur, whether they may be Kukis, whether they may be Meiteis, they are displaced right now. They don't have homes to go to. They don't have places to go to work at. There is curfew imposed. The fuel prices, the food grains, the fruits and vegetables, prices have skyrocketed. Now, in such a situation, the central government has intervened. It has brought forth mechanisms to provide essential goods, essential services to these people. Does this give you hope that there can be a resolution, a platform that can be created to allow for finally peace to prevail in Manipur, and also ensure that these people who for no fault of theirs are facing these humanitarian crises because they have been displaced from their homes?
First of all, my heart breaks seeing my state as an unrest, and so many children and women are affected by this violence. So many children, they cannot attend schools. Armed militants, they burned schools and colleges. Women, so many women and children, they are homeless right now. They are displaced in so many relief camps and across the Imphal. So I think it's high time to bring peace, to restore peace in the country, in the state, where both the communities have a dialogue, so that we can bring peace and normalcy in the country, in the state.
Major Muhammad Ali Shah, there is also this question about insurgency that has been raised. Now, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah visited the border parts of the state, and there have been barricading that has been done. First to the 10 kilometers of the border state that is attached to Myanmar, and the rest of the 80 kilometers are at this point in time are also being reviewed, and there are being implementation of actions that are being taken to barricade these areas as well and to put CAPF forces over there. There is also a hint of this insurgency from the border state that is coming, that is fueling the fire that has already happened in Manipur. How can more action be taken, stronger action be taken to ensure that these activities are reduced to the minimum?
Thank you, Megha, for asking me this. And firstly, I would like to say, in particular, hello to Sandra and to all my Manipuri brethren, and good to see a cheerful face. I mean, I understand the very fact that it must be a difficult time for your family and your friends back home. But yet you are maintaining a brave front. I truly appreciate that, Sandra. Now, having said that, Megha, I will tell you, the fact that about the neighboring states of Manipur, Burma, well, that factor was even there before 3rd of May. That factor right from, I will give you example of Tamu border. Tamu and More, there's a red and white bridge over there. And from Moray, you go on to Technopal, to Palel, to Kakshin, you go to Sorabasti, or you go ahead to Imphal, to Mantri Pokhri, and then you go ahead further towards Jwalamukhi side, or you can move aside to Senapati or Sadanpur. The same issue of insurgency was there in any case. It was there before 3rd of May. Now when there a new thing is coming out, our CDS General Anil Chauhan, he has been a sector commander in Manipur. He has commanded the Spear Corps in Nagaland. He has been the Eastern Army commander. The CDS has said it's not an insurgency problem, it's an ethnic problem, which means the problem lies between the Maiti community and the Kuki tribe primarily. Now, it's all about the Maiti community getting an SC/ST status, and now the Kukis feel that they are not being protected. They want a separate state for themselves. It's very sad, very unfortunate, because let me tell you, I've had best of friend are Manipuri, in fact. I would like to tell my Manipuri brethren, unfortunately, there's no internet, I believe, in Manipur, but I wish there was, and for my Manipuri brethren who are not in Manipur right now, I would like to tell them, Manipur, I Nanga Nungshe. And it is, it's such a fine state. I mean, it's a beautiful state, beautiful people, very hospitable people. Where will you find a lake, lake with floating islands? Mega, it's so beautiful. Now, when you talk about insurgency, yes, the border has been fenced. Now, let me tell you, the Myanmar border and the Indian border, it's very porous. There's often smuggling over there, and there is a rule that the Gaon Puda, if I'm a Manipuri, if I stay on the border, if I have relatives across the fence, I can go in about, I think roughly it's about 16 kilometers inside without any passport, visa, without any paperwork, nothing. It's permitted. Now, the very fact is that issue was there even before 3rd of May. That the insurgency problem, a lot of people linked it to China, a lot of people linked it to Burma, a lot of people linked it to unemployment, to poverty and such things. Well, all these issues were there even before 3rd of March.
Correct. But I'm saying this is only adding fuel to fire, and there is advantage that is being taken by these insurgents, and with this drug mafia and the poppy cultivation that takes place, and there is a lot of back and forth that happens between Myanmar and these border areas of Manipur, and perhaps that was one of the important reasons that the Union Home Minister ended up visiting these border areas. You spoke about Moray, you spoke about there are other border areas, and then also talk about this armed resistance that is being showcased at this time, the arson that is taking place. Now, there are a number of people, there are a number of these arsonists who have given up their weapons, they have surrendered these weapons, but there are a lot others who are not at this point of time. So, there is an uneasy calm that prevails in Manipur at this time. So, what is going to be the long-standing solution is then my question. RVS Mani, get into the conversation here. How do we ensure that this interim peace that has been instated by the Home Minister can then be transformed and can be converted into a peace that will last for a long time, keeping in mind that this issue has been going on, it has been a burning issue for decades together?
You hit the bullseye. So this issue has been going irrespective of whether the High Court judgment came or not. There's no doubt about it. This has been this side of a disaffection between the communities, Maitis, Kukis and all. And Kukis have a problem with the Nagas also. There is a different parallel template which is going on between them, the Naga negotiations and all. But here, in respect of Manipur, this has been going on. The valley people are having feeling that they need to be at parity with the hill tribes, the Kukis and all that, and that is how they approach the High Court. And the High Court judgment has come out, and everybody should respect it, and that should have been properly communicated. So immediately after that, the Honorable Home Minister had to intervene. He had intervened, and kudos to him that he has brought in he has doused the fire as an interim measure. But we want a long-standing thing, long-standing sustainable peace in Manipur. In fact, there has been a lot of relative peace since 2016-17 and all. Through a lot of programs, the livelihood issues have been addressed, the infrastructure have been built robustly by this government after 2016-17 and all that. In fact, I have written a blog on that. That is a separate issue. But the question is, we have to keep on sustaining, and as Major pointed out, it is almost very close to the Myanmar border. We have a problem with the Mizoram border, and also the Kukis have certain places in the Naga where also some interventions do take place. So these are all have to be attacked as an internal security problem.
Exactly.
They are an internal security challenge, and higher vigil has to be there. At the same time, don't go. I'm not a trigger happy person. I am a dispute resolution person. So let us keep on the continuous engagement between the communities, inter-community engagement, the leaders of the community as well as the state separately with the leaders. That is the way, at least for a few years, so that the peace which has been achieved now is sustainable, and at the same time keep on investing in skills. See, Manipur is a beautiful place. They come out with excellent handloom sarees and all. In fact, when Smriti Irani was the textile minister, she had done a lot of things about Manipuri silk, Manipuri culture and all.
Okay, while we resolve that audio problem with RVS Mani, stay on with me. Major Muhammad Ali Shah, quickly coming back to you. Now, there are these list of demands that have been made by the Kuki community, by the Kuki tribes. They want the presidential rule to be imposed in Manipur at this point of time. They want Chief Minister Biren Singh to be removed from his position. They at this point of time want a separate autonomous council, which is going to be autonomously functioning with their own governor or with their own chief minister, so to say, with their own head of the state. Now, how many of these demands are feasible?
Well, Megha, it is very sad to see these demands, and these demands come from the part where they feel that they are not being protected in the state. Even the first demand, I would say, when they were asking for a separate land, Kuki land, to move to a separate state, that itself, it breaks my heart to see any division. It really breaks my heart. Now the very fact is, how many of these demands are feasible? I felt if they were protected in the first place, these demands wouldn't have arisen. For example, it actually surprises me no end that thousands and weapons go missing from Manipur Rifles commandos, and people have no clue about it. They've been raided. Manipur police is actually a very good fighting force. That's been my experience, be it in the army when I was there in the northeast, be it when I was posted with the Assam Rifles. In fact, let me tell you a very, very interesting thing. When I was posted over there, because of the 2003 unfortunate, allegedly Manorama Devi rape case on the Assam Rifle, allegedly, that time our image got a thrashing. So later on, when I learned the local dialect, I learned the tribal culture, I learned the ethnic affinity, I would sit with them, I would travel with them, I would trust them. I would actually go out without a weapon and meet them in their houses. And people tell me, what are you doing? Why are you? I said, no, they are own people, they are own countrymen, they are Indians. I very much trust them. My life will not be in danger, not to worry. And that is how I actually could relate to them and become friends. Now, the very fact that when they feel that their interests are not protected, and anyone would feel that, if anyone would feel that their interests are not protected, they would feel threatened in that area. I would not be comfortable if I feel threatened in my neighborhood where I stay and I feel like I can be butchered anytime. So unfortunately, there has been so much of bloodshed. The wounds are so deep from both the sides, from Mighty side and from Kuki side. Both have attacked each other, and there was a time when Nagas and Kukis were used to be thorough enemies. They would burn each other's houses. But later on, see, they made peace. And in fact, Mr. Mani rightly pointed out, Nagas and Kukis used to be a good friend. Now the danger is it should not get infected towards the Nagas. Because what will happen? In case Nagas get involved, right now in Nagaland, there's a ceasefire. There's a ceasefire with NSC and IM, Isaac Moiwa, NSC and K, Khaflang. There's a ceasefire. And God forbid, what if these underground factions also come out, and the Tamkul community, for example, in Ukrul, from Ukrul, Shangshat district and all. So they are a majority of them are from NSC and IM, which is actually a ceasefire group with us right now. So what if it spreads there? That is the danger. Now that should not spread. Now if they were protected initially only, the demands, I will tell you from the forces, even in a training center where there's a court. Court is a place where you deposit your weapon and you collect them, right? 1,000 weapons going missing. It is actually very surprising to me, Megha. It is not possible somewhere. There is, and I've seen Manipur police. They are a very good fighting force. They are very tough people. They are hardened people. I can't believe the fact that, a raid can be so easily upon them that 1,000 weapons just go missing. That has to be inquired, and the air should be cleaned, what the problem was. Now, and it's not that simple that when we see, I made personal attempts, Megha. I have so many, my best friends are all Manipuris. my best friends from my school, from my college, from my army and after army as well. Now I have made them speak to each other, Nagas and Cookies, but both are Cookies and Meiteis, but both are very scared in the sense that don't name that you spoke to us, don't name that we were on a con call, don't name us. So I mean that should not happen.
Right.
We are at the
No,
end of the day.
like I said, there have been reviews that have been done by the Home Minister. This is exactly at a personal level what you're doing. This has been done on an official scale, on a large scale by the Home Minister as well. When he visits the Kuki tribes, when he's visiting the Meitei community, when he's speaking to the prominent personalities, when he's asking, requesting, appealing the eminent personalities, local leaders to reach out to their communities, to reach out to their tribes and speak to them and tell them that the peace is the solution, dialogue is the solution, and taking and bringing violence and taking up arms is not going to resolve issues, because it is not hurting a third party. It is hurting the people of Manipur. They are being displaced. Their houses are being burnt. They are the ones who do not have places to go and pick up jobs now. They have no money. The prices of fuel and essentials are skyrocketing. So while the central government is coming up with these stopgap solutions to allow to fill in the leaks, the larger problem continues to prevail. Now, Sandra, understanding from you, what is the Meitei community demanding at this point of time?
Meitei people are demanding for NRC in the state. Also, we are demanding for scheduled tribe status, and to find out the illegal immigrants which are coming from the border of Myanmar.
So why is it that the Kuki tribe is massively against these demands that have been made by the Meiteis?
Because in Manipur there are lots of people who are planting poppy plants in the hill area. So I think it's gonna affect their businesses, and also there are so many illegal immigrants in so many parts of the hills districts. So if we implement the NRC in the state, so there will be a problem with the other community.
There is allegation that comes forth from the Kuki community, from the Kuki tribes, that they are living in a very small area in Imphal and other parts of the valley, and they are the ones who are being attacked mercilessly, allegedly attacked mercilessly by the Meiteis and police officials who have been sitting and watching all that is happening, the violence that is being inflicted on the Kuki community by the Meitei community, and not doing anything.
No, it's nothing like that. Both the communities suffered, and people, especially the Meitei people who are living in the peripheral areas of the state, they also suffered. They are displaced in so many places in Imphal districts and Bishnupur districts. So both the communities suffered. So it's not time for blame game. So it's high time to bring a resolution and to return to normalcy.
Sandra, there is also a demand that has been made by the Kuki tribe, saying that the chief minister is allegedly in favor of the Meitei community, and they would want a voice that is going to be the head of the state of Manipur, that is going to work for the welfare of the whole of Manipur and not just for one community.
No, that's not a right thing. The chief minister is not showing any favoritism to the Meitei community. Even the Meitei community, they are accusing the chief minister is not in our favor. So I think he's doing his job right now, and he's not favoring any community at the moment, and trying his best to bring normalcy in the state.
Kuki tribe also alleges that this is not a matter of insurgency, this is not a border-related conflict between Myanmar and Manipur, but an internal conflict because of the scheduled tribe status that is being demanded by the Meitei community. Now they also fear that if the Meitei community gets the scheduled tribe status, large parts of the hills are going to be then taken over by the Meitei community.
It's not the internal issue as far as I am concerned, because it's about the
All right, RVS Mani, you heard it from a spokesperson from the Meitei community. Now, how do we resolve this logjam continues to be the big question. How are we going to find a solution to this decades-old problem? This is an internal security matter. This is also going to be causing a lot of upheaval with regards to the advantage that is likely to be taken by the outsiders when it comes to the border issues that are at the core of it.
You are very right, because before 3rd May or whatever date it was, there has been a long spell of relative peace. But the question is, the mischief mongers are looking, as you said, the border issues from across the border, whether it's the Myanmar, whether it's the Chinese intervention, or from certain select groups in Mizoram, which also has a long border with Manipur. There have been certain elements which are trying to foster trouble, and that's the basic thing. Otherwise, there has been a lot of control and peace. So, such type of issues, like for example, the High Court judgment comes and thereafter they talk about the distrust between the two communities have come out. Why? As if the Cookies are feeling that the Meiteis will take over their or occupy their lands and all. As she said, as Sandra had said, there are Western interests, there are people who have entered into the place using the hills for poppy cultivation. Drug is a very important factor to these type of insurgency and other things in the funding these. The Chinese don't spend their own funds here. They generate the funds there and spend it. These are all issues which are spreading the distrust between the two communities and very ably used to arrest the development jargon, development juggernaut which is happening in the country. And Northeast has taken a lot of progress in the last 10 years, and that is what is very, very important, that we need to be acting. See, Home Minister has taken the stand. I believe that the Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur will talk to the people, take on from where he has said, both internal security, see the amount of arms which has gone missing from several places, that will be accounted for, separate inquiry. There's a procedure for inquiry for the losing of arms and all that. That I'm sure will be followed.
Okay.
But more important, to recover the arms, because it could be a very, very important thing, and the external forces which are triggering these type of distrust between the communities, as Major Shah said, could also spill over to, they are just waiting to happen, spill over to the NSA and IM and Kaplan gang, and it will be a very, very typical situation to handle as it was in the 90s.
Right.
In the 90s, it was really a challenge to travel to Northeast, but a lot of infrastructure, connectivity, all this has been established in a very robust manner over 7-8 years. As far as I know, I have been traveling to Northeast since the 90s. So these gains have to be consolidated, and we should not allow external forces to spread in disaffection. NRC may be a very good idea if the people want it. Certainly it is required, because Myanmar and other places, there have been infiltrations which could trigger a lot of problems. We need to
consolidate. All these options are on the table. Whether there is going to be reconciliation between the Meiteis and the Kuki tribes, well, that is obviously a big question, a contention at this point of time, a difficult challenge that is being faced by the central government and the state government. I'll wrap this discussion up. We'll keep a close eye on all the activities that are taking place in Manipur at this point of time, and amidst this interim calm, there is need for effort by the central government, by the state government, and the local leaders to come together and find a strong, stable solution to this problem. Thanks for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.